Well, greetings everybody on this Christmas Eve. We are talking about a major winter storm, and this is one we've been tracking on and off for a week, and it's been all over the place, but here we go. And it is trended upward. We're talking heavy snow. 3 to 7 p.m. is going to be the worst time frame. 1 to 2 inch per hour snowfall rates in the winds with this system, creating blizzard conditions out west and close to it even here in the metro with up to 40, 50 mile per hour wind gusts. Now the questions we have with this system is, what is that ratio going to be? It's not going to be 10 to 1. It's probably going to be more than that because of the rapid drop in temperatures. That will affect the type of snow we get. And I'll explain a little bit more about one of the things we're looking at in the upper atmosphere as far as temperatures go and what kind of snow crystals we get to develop. But here it is, big system winding itself up, big comma cloud, textbook example of a major mid-latitude cyclone, or just a plain old rain or snowstorm as we call it. And ample moisture from the Gulf of Mexico too. So a couple of things that have changed over the last couple of days with this system. The track is a little further to the south, which brings us into that heavier snow, and a bit more of a boost of moisture with this system. Two things combined with this huge contrast in temperature, really squeezing out the moisture in the form of snow. This is showing water content, precipitable water, and there is a plume of moisture you can see all the way up from the Gulf of Mexico into our region, feeding into the system. And then you have that huge contrast in temperature creating the wind. So blizzard warnings across the eastern Dakotas, most of western Minnesota, even right up to the western edge of the metro, and then winter storm warnings for us. But again, we will see near blizzard conditions. These are current wind gusts already over 50, 60 miles an hour in the Dakotas. That is insane wind. And of course, you add that with snow, reduced visibilities to almost nothing. And here's what we're expecting as we head into the afternoon. Peak wind gusts for us in the metro, again, could be near 50 miles an hour. So this is going to be noisy out there, and then up to 60 miles per hour plus for parts of western Minnesota. So this is a kind of little house on the prairie type blizzard scenario where whiteout conditions, these are the kind of storms that killed people back in the days. So luckily we have more advanced warning and technology, of course, but huge temperature difference. We topped out at 46 degrees overnight. Those 40s are going to push off to the east, much colder air moving in. It's below zero already in northwestern Minnesota. So here comes the snow. Rain will turn to snow in the middle part of the day into the early afternoon for the metro from west to east, and then heavy snow. Again, that mid to late afternoon into the evening hours is going to be when you really just do not want to be on the roads. You're going to get a flash freeze of everything and some of those snow bursts of 1 to 2 inches per hour. But then after midnight, wee hours of the morning, snow wraps up and temperatures just drop to below zero by early in the morning. So here's snowfall rates, again, per hour snowfall rates, and that most intense time I've stopped it here in the evening is going to be, again, that 3 to 7 p.m. time frame where 1 to 2 inch per hour snowfall rates will be with us. This looks complicated, but this is basically a temperature profile of the atmosphere. And the reason I'm showing you this is we're going to be, during that intense snow period time, in what we call the dendritic growth layer. Dendritic crystals are the ones that really pile up. And we're going to be right in that temperature range aloft of 4 below 0 to 14 degrees. That's where you get those ideal snow crystals to form. And that's why the totals could really add up quickly here, and why it won't be just a 10 to 1 ratio. So here's American model, European model. Remember, the American model has been less intense. Well, now it's up in its game, and these totals could be on the lower end. I think one of our shorter term models here has it really pretty good, and it's going to be right through the metro. Heaviest snowfall into northwestern and western Wisconsin, 8 to 12 inches. Could see some places over a foot of snow, and then a pretty rapid cutoff in snow totals to the west and also to the southeast. But metro right into northwestern Wisconsin, some very heavy snowfall. We'll zoom in a little bit on the metro. Again, 8, 9, 10, up to 11, 12 inches of snow when it's all done. Again, because it's going to be that late afternoon, early evening time period where it's really going to add up quickly. Just the right conditions as the temperatures plummet and we still have that snow going. So temperatures falling overnight as well, along with the wind. So by the evening hours, teens by 7, 8 o'clock, and then sub-zero air, that's everything here in that greenish white color, settling in by the early morning, probably a few degrees below zero. Still windy. We're talking wind chill still here of 20 to 30 below zero. Single digit highs only tomorrow, and then back below zero Christmas morning. Could be even a few degrees colder, at least a few degrees below zero here. Teens below zero for some spots. Winds will be a little bit lighter though, and then by Christmas afternoon, upper teens for highs, but the weekend will bring some warmer temperatures closer to normal. Again, back into the 20s for us Saturday and Sunday, but then another mini blast of cold, it looks like early next week. So we're gonna have a few blasts of cold, maybe another snow chance for the middle of next week too. So we're not done with the snow just for a little stretch here with some of these cold blasts. So Cold blast number 1 comes through, milder temperatures for the weekend, normal or slightly above, and then another little cold blast comes out here Monday into Tuesday. Could be talking about some sub-zero readings again for some of the overnights, and then we'll warm back up again. So it doesn't look like prolonged cold, but a couple blasts of it with breaks in between, and then again, another midweek chance of snow potentially next week, an accumulating snow that we'll be watching. But yeah, dropping temperatures. Our high of the day is done, falling through the day. Windy, heavy snow again late afternoon, early evening. 7 for a high only tomorrow. Sub-zero the next couple of mornings. And then a quiet weekend. Should see some sun at least on Saturday. And then could have a little bit of light snow Sunday night. Looks pretty minor, dusting out of that ahead of that colder air moving back in for early next week. Monday looks pretty cold. And then again, maybe we'll be watching a midweek snow for next week between Christmas and New Year's.